Hello, so this is video number 3 from my series Storytime with Elise. So yeah, if you haven't seen the other 2 videos, I pretty much just have sort of anecdotes from my life that are hopefully sort of amusing because they tend to be ones that I've told people sort of in the past because I think they're entertaining. So this is an older one. During university, near the very end, I did sort of a semester abroad in Fiji. So then there was, I think, 7 or 8 of us from the linguistics department at Simon Fraser University, and we were working out of the University of the South Pacific, which is in Suva, the current capital of Fiji. So if you have been lucky enough to have visited Fiji, or if you are incredibly lucky to be currently living there, you know that the people there are probably the friendliest people on the planet Earth, honestly. They're just ridiculously nice. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that a lot of them are still communal, so they have this idea that like sort of you just kind of share everything and you're just sort of like nice to each other all the time. So yeah, especially in Suva, it's more of like a real town. If you've only ever been to like the Yasawa Islands or whatever, like the little resort islands, it's maybe not like the real sort of Fiji, but I'm sure they were super nice to you as well because they're just honestly nice. Like it's just super friendly culture. And as like a side story for that, there's like a kind of a national joke that the last European that was eaten by the locals, because they used to be cannibals, he, I guess, had written in his diary just how friendly these people are. Oh my gosh, they're so nice. They keep like feeding me and yeah, just, oh, that's nice. And then they ate him. So yeah, that was a long time ago though. They don't they don't eat people anymore. So yeah, I was there for a semester, and in the town of Suva. It's a pretty small town, even though it's the capital. There's maybe like 2 or 3 major sort of night spots, and one of them is an Irish pub. So a friend of mine who was in the same linguistics group, also from Canada, we were like, oh, we're gonna go out. I think it was like a Friday night, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna go out on the town, and like got all dressed up, did our hair, did our makeup. And then I think it was me, maybe we both split it, I can't remember. We got some of the local rum, which is called Bounty. I don't think you can get it anywhere else outside of Fiji. It's delicious. But if you do come across Bounty rum, beware that it is overproof. It's not your normal sort of 35 to 40%. I think it's like, honestly, I think it's like 50% alcohol, but it does not taste that way. It's made from sugar cane. It's very sweet. Very strong though. So at the beginning of our night, we, and I don't condone any sort of like way too drunken behavior, by the way, but it happens. So we made this really strong cocktail that we were gonna drink sort of before, during, at the bar. And I made it very strong. I usually at the time, I would always make really strong drinks because I don't have money to be buying 10 bottles of, pop. So yeah, just make it, just pour a bunch in there. And not knowing that it was overproof at the time, probably that might have factored in. If I had known, I might have maybe not made it so strong. Anyways, so we get to the club, we're trying to get in, bar, I should say, it's a bar. We get to the bar, at the door, the guy's like, oh, what's that bottle? I was like, oh, nothing, it's just like nothing to worry about. He's like, come on, what is it? I'm like, no, no, pay no attention to it. And then he takes it from me, opens it, go, woo! You can't come in with this. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna pour out my drink. Because, in Canada, it'd be like, nah, you're cut off, you're not getting in. This is going in the garbage, and yeah. But no, he was like, yeah, you know what, guys, just go on a little tour around the block. Maybe you come back, maybe there's nothing left in the bottle. Maybe you do that. Maybe no one cares. And we were like, oh yeah, that's a good plan. All right, like it's a nice night out, whatever. So we went down, finished this bottle in 10 minutes. And then we come back to the bar, and we go in. And yeah, for the first sort of 15 minutes, we're kind of like, oh, okay, whatever, yeah, this is fun. But then we're like, whoa, we're super wasted. So I'm sure you've been there, or maybe you haven't, but yeah, so we're just hanging out, having a good time, whatever, chatting to the local people around, and anyways, we end up meeting this dude who introduces us to another friend of his. And I can't remember, it gets a bit blurry to be honest, but I think that we pretty much stayed until the bar was closing. And then this dude was like, hey, so do you guys want to go swimming? And we're like, yeah, all right. So we go down to this beach that's I don't know, 20 minutes away, with this dude, and Pacific Beach, I think it's called, and we end up swimming in the ocean, and I think he knew some of the people that lived there, so we hung out with them for a little bit, just sort of sat around and chit-chatted and made jokes and had a good time and whatnot, and that was good. But then it started to get pretty late. I'm sure it was 2 a.m. at this point, for sure. Probably, maybe later, I don't know. But it was still dark out, and we were like, okay, well, that was good. We get back into the car, and we're like, we're leaving the sort of the beach road, and then the way that the main island in Fiji works is it's basically got one road and it goes around. So we get to that road, the highway, and to the right would be going back to Suva, and to the left would be Nandi eventually. And he's like, all right, so where are we going? And we're like, I don't know, are we going back to Suva? So yeah, we could do that. Or we could just keep going. Why? What's in the left? What happens if we go left? Oh, well, I mean, there's more beaches. I don't know. Do you want to? Probably one of these moments where you're like, this could be a bad life decision. But instead of, following the rational mind, I was like, yeah, we should definitely go left. What? Absolutely. So we do, and then we were driving. I think I fell asleep at one point, and they were just chatting away. So I woke up, and it was sunrise, and I can't remember where exactly we were, Singatoka or something like that, which is halfway, it's hours away now at this point. And we're just wandering on the beach, well, now we're at this place. Cool, so what are we doing now? And I was like, I don't know, well, we can go back now. We can just drive back to Suva. It'll take a few hours, whatever. But also, if we keep going, there's a really good curry place, 40 minutes further down the road. Oh, okay, well, let's do that. So we did that. And then we had curry for sort of brunch. Really delicious curry. And then And then after that, it was kind of like, well, we're already here. We might as well just keep going. So we went all the way to Nandi, which is like an insane distance away. And this dude ends up like just getting 2 rooms at a hotel. He gave me and my friend 1 room and stayed in the other. And we were just kind of sitting around the pool, hanging out. And it was just one of those things where it was like, how did we get here? And then we're like, oh, we should probably let people know. They're probably wondering what happened because now it's the next day and we're not home. We're all living together in the same apartment with the other students. So we, I think, called from maybe the hotel phone. She's like, oh, just to let you know, yeah, we're in Nandi now. What? How are you in Nandi? We're like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll be back. It's totally fine. It's fine. And they're just like, what the hell? Anyways, and then we kind of like chilled there for about a day, mostly just sleeping and sort of getting over our hangover type thing. And then it was like, well, we could go back the way we came, or we could take the north route. And then that way we've done the entire island. We're like, yeah, that's a good plan. Let's do that. So we basically just went with this dude to the top, through the top of Fiji, which is way like more sort of wild country because the road in the south has got more industry or whatever. So it's like slightly better maintained. And the north was just like, oh, okay, this is some back road shit right here. Yeah, so we did that, and then at one point, I can't even remember where we were, somewhere in the north, and I think we called again just to let them know, yeah, we're on our way, we're about 3 hours out. Oh, where are you? We are, and we kind of like said where we were, and they're like, what? Yeah, it's fine, we'll be back soon anyways. Anyway, so it was just like the most hilarious, funny adventure, and probably like the most epic night out story I've had so far in my life, to be fair. Like, it turned into like a 35-hour like thing, basically. And I can't remember if we got back on the Saturday night or Sunday or what, but just the reaction of everyone when we got back, they're like, what the hell, guys? And we're like, yeah, I mean, sometimes you go to a bar, sometimes you end up touring an island that takes like 12 hours to drive around. Like, no big deal. Yeah, yep. So that's my story about that one. It was a pretty epic story, and I'm gonna send the story to the people that were involved because it was hilarious, and I still remember it fondly, and I'm really glad that I said to go left because that was a good time, guys. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that super long ranty story. And yeah, hopefully I'll upload some more later. Peace.